What is up, my friends? Thank you so much for tuning back into another video. These videos feel really integrated into my routines now. You know, it's whenever it's like a Monday and a Thursday, I'm like, all right, video time. It's time to put something out into the world, share my creativity, share my thoughts. And, you know, it's kind of been therapeutic for me. It allows me to express the things that I'm currently going through in hopes that it helps me recognize something about myself and that I get to share a little tidbit with somebody out there that may need to hear it on a given day. So I'm very grateful for this practice now, and I think that I like this angle a little bit better, and also standing up. It feels more active, it feels more engaged rather than just sitting down. I feel like I'm allowed to put more energy into it when I'm standing up. It feels more comfortable for me, so I think that's probably what I'll be doing, just to give you a little update. And now on to the thing that I want to talk about today. But first I want to start off with discussing Brené Brown's Gifts of Imperfection. So I read that maybe last year, I want to say, and I read like all of her books pretty much, and I was on like a Brené Brown spree, you know, like I wanted to get all of her books read in a period of time. And I recently bought it because my boyfriend bought it, and that was his first time reading it, and we were both getting into it, but when I picked it up again, it probably wasn't the right time for me because I had other things on my mind, and I finally picked it up a few days ago, and it turns out to be exactly what I needed. And the thing that kind of stuck out to me the most was her talk about shame. I'm only on the introductory paragraph. But I think that I recognize that I've been experiencing little bouts of shame, just like feeling not so proud of myself for the way that I act in certain situations. Like in that other video that I had the other week, talking about vulnerability and not hiding. It's kind of related to that. But now I want to talk more about the shame aspect. And one of the things that she wrote in her book is that shame loves secrecy. So shame loves it when we hide away, and when we stuff down the feelings, and when we don't voice it out. And so today I was feeling ashamed of a way that I had acted with my boyfriend, and I'm not proud of it, and it's the hiding thing again. Whoop-de-doo, Ashley's consistent, but I don't want to be consistent in that anymore. And so rather than hiding away in my bathroom crying by myself, I went out and talked to my mom about it. And I feel like that was a big step for me, because typically I pretend that I'm not feeling a certain way and I hide away, and that's where shame brews. All of the negative self-talk, like you're not good enough, you suck, you know, you keep doing this, why? And, you know, it's not helpful. It's not helpful to be stuck in that place, and it also doesn't make it go away any faster. And something within me changed. It clicked a little bit. I was like, do I want to keep going down this road where I think that I'm alone when my mom's right outside and she would, in a heartbeat, hear what I have to say and comfort me and lift me back up and get me back on my feet, ready to go and tackle the day. And there were two paths, and it's like I saw those two paths, and I made a decision. I made a decision for connection and courage. And those are the things that Brené Brown talks about too. Like those are the qualities of a wholehearted person, and she discusses that. And if you want to learn more about it, I'll put the link down below for her book. She's really amazing if you haven't heard or read any of her stuff. But yeah, it was a huge step for me, and I'm very proud of myself for doing it. And one of my lowest moments, for reaching out to someone that I love and that cares about me deeply, and letting her know what was going on. And I feel like it just drastically changed the flow and direction of my day. I think if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't even be recording this video right now, to be honest, and I probably would still be crying in my bathroom on the floor. So there are specific choices that I know that I can make in order to get rid of shame, or at least to not hear its voice so loudly. And that mostly has to do with me stepping up, me getting out of my comfort zone, and me using my voice to voice the things that I feel inside and the things that I need. And all of this is a work in progress. You know, I'm discussing these things not because I've mastered them, but because I'm struggling through them. And it's a messy, frustrating, sad, emotional process, but at the same time, it's very fulfilling because I know that at the end of it, I'm gonna be so much happier, so much more wholehearted. So yeah, this was a little bit of an emotional, vulnerable discussion for me, but I hope it just goes to show you that there is strength and bravery in being vulnerable and in being raw with people openly. And that's something that I'm trying to practice in my life, not to hide anymore. And I think it's going to be something that I consistently talk about. So I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but I think it's also something that people need to hear, you know, that we don't need to hide, that it's okay to feel shame and to feel guilt and to be vulnerable and to have people see your flaws. But we all have them. You know, none of us are perfect and we all make mistakes. But the most important thing is to learn from those mistakes and to not keep making them anymore. You know, and that's something that I'm working on. You know, I don't want to have to keep making the same mistakes because that is the definition of crazy. That's what my boyfriend explains it as. Anyway, thank you for listening to my story. I hope you gained something from this, and you know, if you need any help with being vulnerable, you can practice with me. I am a pretty good listener and I will give you any tips that I can. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye.